Hi, I'm Mark Edwards. Welcome to Travelogue and welcome to the Shanghai Expo 2010. It's our second day here, and yesterday we took on zones A and B, where we managed to look at Asia, Australasia and the Middle East. Today, still going to be action-packed. We're going to head to Europe, we're going to see North, South America and even Africa. Hopefully we'll also be able to give you some tips about some of the things that we've worked out over the last day or so. So, let's meet the queues. So, good news at the Expo. If you're over 70, disabled or pregnant, you're able to have free use of the wheelchairs, and you can come and rent them at any of the information halls within the Expo area, apart from the Watergate. And if you come with me, we've got more things for the children. And another good thing is that for all you tired parents out there, there's free use of these rather funky coloured prams for all children aged under the age of 3.
So you've tried out Asia, Australasia and the Middle East. Now it's time to hit up Zone C. Here we land the countries of Europe, North and South America and Africa. This sprawling plot has the most number of countries represented, and it lies in the east of the Expo area.
So, a few tips I've picked up at my time at the Expo. First things first, make sure you pick up a free map. That is so important because the area is so vast you don't want to get lost. Secondly, make sure you decide exactly which pavilions you want to see, because there are A, so many, and B, you don't want to be looking around and wasting time. And most importantly, the third thing, come early, because the queues get massive. And you know what? 20 minutes to go, not too bad right now. You don't want to be spending a beautiful day like today for 3 hours queuing. Well, no wonder. I mean, look at that. No wonder it's one of the most popular pavilions in the whole of the Expo. And I'm not just being biased because it is Britain. But this really is all about nature. It's not really technology, it's nature. And that reflects what the Shanghai Expo is all about. Low carbon emission and a green Expo as a whole. Let's go inside and have a look.
Nothing else in the entire Expo looks anything like it. A sort of intergalactic looking hedgehog really, that had everyone talking well before the Expo doors opened. Hence, its ridiculous popularity.
So it might have looked impressive on the outside, and it doesn't disappoint when you come inside. There are 60,000 of these acrylic rods, which I'm told light up in the evening. And inside, here, you can find little seeds, of which there are 6,000 different seeds. Come and have a look yourself.
More than 60,000 seeds are embedded here in the UK's Pavilion of Ideas. It's a little metaphor for how ideas, like seeds, take root and grow. Interestingly, the seeds at the tip of each rod come from the Yunnan branch of Kew Gardens Millennium Seed Bank, an international conservation project based in England. Tens of thousands of these 7.5 metre long rods quiver in the wind to create an organic effect. And that's not it. During the day, they act like fibre optic filaments, drawing on daylight to illuminate the interior.
So you might be wondering what the undulating ground around me is for. Well, it signifies wrapping paper. So it's like a gift from the UK to China, and a slightly porcupine-like gift it is. Now, in 1851, the very first Expo took place in London. I might be a little biased, but I think they're still doing a pretty good job. Word on the street is, this is one of the must-see pavilions, one of the most popular ones, so get down here and have a look for yourself. Where are you guys from?
Chile.
From Chile? Yeah. All the way from Chile. And how long are you planning to spend here in Shanghai?
A week. 1 week.
Okay, what's been your favourite part of the Expo so far?
This one?
The UK pavilion. Why?
Because the seats are very amazing.
UK.
At the Expo, you'll find the France Pavilion to the east of the UK. Only here, you won't have to cross the channel, as it's located just a 2-minute walk over Tanzijing Road.
Well, absolutely rotten today. Home number 2. We've made our way to the French Pavilion, and what they've gone for is an attack of the senses. So as you can see, beautiful around me. There's music as well for the ears. Hopefully when we go inside, a bit of something to smell, maybe even something to eat, and hopefully a couple of things to touch. But on top of that, they are trying to highlight that they are still one of the most romantic countries in the world, but plenty more as well.
Nicknamed the sensual city, the French Pavilion is laced with some of the most alluring sights, smells, tastes and sounds. Come here for a bit of joie de vivre. Admire French gardens, smell French perfume, taste that French cuisine, and watch clips from classic French films to soak up the glamour of this impossibly romantic country.
The French Pavilion doesn't fail to surprise. It's a visual treat where we've got the Musée d'Orsay, the famous Musée d'Orsay in Paris, that's handed over the sculpture that you can see behind, sort of, and 6 paintings all down here. An absolute feast for the eyes.
With the City of Love as its capital, France is explored here in all its beauty and romantic languor. A special fragrance has been concocted specifically for the expo, and couples are allowed to get married for free here. On top of that, beauty giant L'Oréal are even giving away free cosmetics to every couple that decides to tie the knot here.
So we've just come out of the French Pavilion, and one of the great things about Zone C is that all of the pavilions are very closely linked together. We've got France, we've got the German one behind, the Polish one, and if you come around here, the Swiss one. Come with me. If you do travel with relatives that are old or disabled, you'll find that there's a special queue here, so they don't have to spend a lot of time queuing in the sun. So for many people, coming to the Swiss Pavilion might be about taking their cable car, but on the way in you get to learn a bit about their culture. In this particular room we've got 6 languages spoken here, which in a way reflects the languages that are spoken in Switzerland. Now they are trying to tell us about their lives and how they perceive the relationship between urban and rural areas. Let's hear what this lady's got to say.
Sono ticinese, in Svizzera parliamo 4 lingue. I come from Ticino, the part of Switzerland where Italian is spoken.
Known for its sweeping Swiss Alps, it's home to over 7 million people living in a multicultural land of German, French, Italian and other tongues. This juxtaposition of languages is one of the main themes in the Swiss Pavilion, as well as the pristine landscapes which can purify you head to toe. However, the magnet is this cable car which takes you up to the roof and opens up a panorama of classic scenery as well as the zone as a whole.
So finally the bit we've all been waiting for, the highlight of the Swiss Pavilion. It's their cable car. We've queued for a long time. Takes 4 minutes to go round, but I'm sure it's going to be worth it. Urban on the outside, rural on the inside. Very exciting. Good ride.
All that fresh air will probably make you hungry, so head over to the Belgium and European Union Pavilion.
So when I say Belgium, you'll probably think Tintin, the home of the European Union, the Smurfs, fantastic beer, and of course, chocolate. Now here at the Belgian Pavilion, they'll teach you how the best chocolates in the world, arguably, are made. And at 11 in the morning, 3 p.m. and 6 p.m, you'll even get to try some for free. How awesome is that? Eddie, why do you think Belgium has the best chocolates in the world?
Well, first we have a tradition of more than 50, 60 years making chocolates. I'm making myself for 25 years now.
25 years?
Yes, and we only use the best ingredients for the chocolate making. We only use the best ingredients for the fillings. We have special fillings like the cream, the buttercream, the pralines, the ganaches. We make
it's the best
and that
stuff,
is the best. Yeah, we use only fresh things, and that's why we have the best chocolates too.
Does everyone in Belgium like chocolate? Do you still eat chocolates? I mean, I saw every day.
I eat every day. I eat chocolates, and most of the people in Belgium really love chocolates. It's a very big exception if you don't like chocolate. It's not a real Belgian, I think.
Can we try some?
Yes. So Camille will let you try one.
Thank you. And cheers. Oh, good.
Yeah.
Come to Belgium, or come to the Belgium Pavilion if you can't make it to Belgium. Great chocolates, great chocolates.
Now be very careful here. It's a woman's dream, and often that means her man's nightmare. Come for the chocolates and stay to learn how to make them. Arguably the best chocolatier in the world, Belgium also shows its prowess in the glittering world of diamonds. The scary bit for us is that you can actually purchase diamonds in this pavilion. You've been warned.
Benvenuti in Italia! Welcome to Italy! For many, the home of fashion, opera and fast cars. And you know what? If you make your way down to the Italian pavilion here in Shanghai, you'll get all of that and much more. We've got designs by Prada, Versace, Dolce & Gabbana. There's a booze cruise in the background where you can have a look at the Chianti. As you can see, opera hanging on, and there's even, for you culture vultures, a huge copula behind. It really is something for everyone. Don't cry too much at the fact that you won't be able to afford most of these things for years to come. Just enjoy the ride around.
It's all about luxury goods in the Italy pavilion. So it's out of the frying pan and into the fire of luxury cars, high fashion and culture here, which represents the life of an Italian city.
They say the way to a man's heart is via his stomach, and in my case that's certainly true. Now at the expo, each of the pavilions, or certainly the majority of the pavilions, all have their own restaurants or kiosks, and you can try out some of the local specialties, all using homegrown products.
There's even time to take in Italy's most famous export, pasta. And a smidgen of booze as well. Bit of everything for everyone. Staying in Europe, make your way over to Spain. Shaped like a basket, the pavilion is dressed in more than 8,000 wicker panels as a tribute to the wicker weaving tradition in Spain and China.
Here in the Spanish Pavilion we have 3 main halls, all of which were designed by individual filmmakers, and so we've got a show about to start behind. It's 7 minutes long and we're going to see some dancing. Enjoy!
Spanish filmmakers, each representing a different decade, have created the displays here based on the theme from the city of our parents to the city of our children. And you can turn up the heat with some authentic Spanish flamenco dancing here. Well worth the wait. Vibrant, colourful and sexy, who wouldn't mind a taste of Spanish life?
So the Spanish pavilion is split distinctly into three parts, and the first part we saw highlights the Spanish culture, or aspects of the Spanish culture, with the bullfighting, the football and the flamenco dancing. We moved through into the second room with the highlighting of the ancient cities, into today and where the future lies, which is with the children and rather large babies. Gracias.
Shanghai, the Pearl of the Orient. Here the past meets the present, and now.
On the most southwestern tip of the expo area, you'll find North and South America. It's a lively place, packed very closely together. My best recommendation for pavilions here, drumroll please, is without a doubt Brazil.
So I'm very excited about the next part. We're heading into the Brazil pavilion. I've heard a lot of good things, a lot of energy apparently in there. Let's go and have a look. So I'll tell you what, as soon as you get into the Brazilian pavilion, you can feel the energy everywhere. There's samba music on the outside. As soon as you come in, we're in this room. It's called the Room of Happiness. And this is everything that Brazilians find that makes them happy. We've got football, we've got capoeira, we've got samba. You can hear it behind. I tell you what, it's impossible not to get into the vibe. I feel great in here. I'm here with the man at the Brazilian pavilion. It's Pedro, who is head of the pavilion, and on top of that, he was part of the Ministry of Tourism. Could we find a more perfect fit? Hi Pedro, how are you doing? I'm great. Welcome. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Tell me about the Brazilian pavilion.
Brazilian pavilion is about energy. We are now at the very heart of the Brazil pavilion, and this is the most beautiful image you can have. Brazilians in different places in Brazil having lunch together. Have a look at it and feel the music inside your heart.
It makes you feel like you want to kind of move a bit.
Yeah, that's like the Brazilian rhythm.
Okay,
that's samba.
What's great about Brazil? Tell me, what do you love about Brazil?
Our joy, our happiness, and our regional fest, our carnival, our samba. That's samba.
That's samba. What about my arms? What do I do with my arms?
You can do whatever you want. That's Brazil. You're free.
You'll find it to the west of the Italy pavilion, here on the northwestern tip of Zone C. Open your eyes to the cultures you may have never come across. Lots to learn, short queues, definitely worth it.
So if you're a little bit tired of having walked around all day just trying to check out one country, you can come to the African Pavilion, where they really have almost all of the African countries are united here. And the great thing is you find out a bit about their history, a bit about their culture, and probably more importantly, you can pick up a lot of their goods and buy them originally from. So come and get some maracas, say it at the Kenya stand. All of this, everything here is all made in Kenya. Absolutely everything.
If anything, it's a chance to buy some authentic souvenirs from all these different African countries, or try out some of their food and drink. If you're lucky enough, you can even have a bongo class. The entertainment highlight is the raucous, riotous shows they put on every day. Each African country has a chance to roll out its music, dancing and singing in some way. We were lucky to find ourselves with a great performance, and the crowd really gets involved, so be prepared for a lot of fun.
day 3 of our time here at the Expo, and we've come over to Puxi, where we find zones D and E. Now, a bit of information for you. There are 13 gates, or 13 entrances at the Expo, 5 of which you'll find in Pudong, 3 of which you'll find here in Puxi, 4 down by the water, so they're water entrances, and 1 by the subway, which I think makes 13 overall. Now, the most important thing is planning. If you plan well, you'll lose time in the queue, and that's what you want. So whichever pavilion you want to go to, choose the right entrance. So for many, Pudong is the central area in the Expo, but there's still plenty to see here in Puxi. And one of the main attractions in Zone E is a showcase by cities from all over China and all over the world, where they highlight their innovations to do with urban living, and also get a chance to share their ideas on how to tackle the difficulties of urban life. So a lot of the pavilions are concentrating on using green technology and how we can use that to benefit our lives. Now, the other thing that they're doing is concentrating on low carbon emission, which is what the Odent pavilion is doing right now. You can have a ride around the bike, say hello to all the people around here, hi, and we can go out and try the bike trail outside. I'll see you in a bit.
Do make sure you pick up your bike in Odense and take it onto the trail that's been laid out outside the pavilion. It's totally free and a good chance to get some exercise, as well as those all-important stamps.
That's a fantastic stamp, look at that.
Time to head on to Zone D, where 11 corporations have set up shop. There's a healthy mix of corporations from China and the rest of the world. Located just west of Zone E and hugging the Huangpu River, there's even an elevated walk nearby to enjoy some people and pavilion watching.
So, over the last couple of days, we've been able to see how countries and cities are going about reducing their carbon emission. Now we're seeing how corporations in zones D and D do exactly the same. I'm going to give you a clue as to where we're going next. I'm told the atmosphere is electric, and some of the images might be a little shocking. It's a terrible pun, but we're heading into the home of electricity in China. It's the State Grid Pavilion.
The State Grid is China's main electricity supplier, and here they don't miss a chance to grab your attention with their rather aptly named Innovation Ignites Dreams. With the Magic Box as its main attraction, it's great for people of all ages. Showing us the many uses of electricity, it's certainly a dazzling way to finish your day.
So we made our way into the Magic Box at the National State Grid Pavilion. Very exciting. I don't really know what's going on, but it's going to show us all of the uses of electricity and all the lighting. Enjoy. So important whilst you come to the Expo to keep your eyes and your ears peeled in terms of looking for these information points. They can tell you when the shows that you want to see are on, as well as what pavilions you ought to avoid in terms of very long queuing time. So keep your eyes peeled for some of these things.
Okay, so it's a long wait for some of the most popular pavilions. But where else would you get a myriad different cultures right next door to each other? Whether you go for a taste of a new culture, prove your talent with an ethnic dance, or to gawk at the technology of the future, you must come to the Expo. It runs for 6 months until October. It's much cheaper than a round-the-world plane ticket.
So, that's it. That's the end of our 3-day adventure here at the Shanghai World Expo 2010. I hope you managed to give you a good insight into everything that goes on here. It's a fantastic event. That's the end of our 3-day adventure here at the Shanghai World Expo 2010. I hope we managed to give you a good insight into everything that goes on here. It's a fantastic event where you get to meet people from all different cultures and really just enjoy all sorts of different things. But above all, it's just a great party. Hopefully I'll see you down here. I'm Mark Edwards, and I'll catch you very soon on another episode of Travelogue. We're going to see North, South America and even Africa. Hopefully we'll also be able to give you some tips about some of the things that we've worked out over the last day or so. So, let's meet the queues. So, good news at the Expo. If you're over 70, disabled or pregnant, you're able to have free use of the wheelchairs, and you can come and rent them at any of the information halls within the Expo area, apart from the Watergate. And if you come with me, we've got more things for the children. And another good thing is that for all you tired parents out there, secondly, make sure you decide exactly which pavilions you want to see, because there are A, so many, and B, you don't want to be looking around and wasting time. And most importantly, the third thing, come early, because the queues get massive. And you know what? 20 minutes to go, not too bad right now. You don't want to be spending a beautiful day like today for 3 hours queuing. Well, no wonder. I mean, look at that. No wonder it's one of the most popular pavilions in the whole of the Expo. And I'm not just being biased because it is Britain. But this really is all about nature. It's not really technology, it's nature. And that reflects what the Shanghai Expo is all about. Low carbon emission and a green Expo as a whole. Let's go inside and have a look.
Nothing else in the entire Expo looks anything like it. A sort of intergalactic looking hedgehog, really, that had everyone talking well before the Expo doors opened. Hence, its ridiculous popularity.
So it might have looked impressive on the outside, and it doesn't. Hi, I'm Mark Edwards. Welcome to Travelogue and welcome to the Shanghai Expo 2010. It's our second day here, and yesterday we took on zones A and B, where we managed to look at Asia, Australasia and the Middle East. Today, still going to be action-packed. We're going to head to Europe. There's free use of these rather funky coloured prams for all children aged under the age of 3.
So you've tried out Asia, Australasia and the Middle East. Now it's time to hit up Zone C. Here we land the countries of Europe, North and South America and Africa. This sprawling plot has the most number of countries represented, and it lies in the east of the Expo area.
So, a few tips I've picked up at my time at the Expo. First things first, make sure you pick up a free map. That is so important because the area is so vast, you don't want to get